So in this video I want to talk about, first of all, this new color wheel. And this is the third color wheel that I've created, and I think this is the best one, and it's the best because it's the least confusing. And so the old color wheel, which looks like this, had all the 5 colors of the essential palette on the color wheel itself. And originally I thought that would be good because that way you'd know where the blue belongs, where the yellow belongs, and it's like, here are the colors that I have that I can use to mix colors. And so I put the splotches on there. But the reason I changed the color wheel is because if you're looking at a color and you're comparing one color to another, and let's say that you, for instance, were mixing a sky blue color. So you put your spot on there and you notice that your color needs to be a stronger blue. So you need to increase the blue. So the right answer to that is add blue. Well, if you add ultramarine, that's going to darken it way down. So you really need to add ultramarine blue, but a lot of white with it in order to keep that value, the darkness and lightness, the same. Okay, so in other words, what I've been doing in my private classes that I teach here in Austin is now when I teach color mixing to my students, I make it very clear that when I say your color needs to be more blue, the next question you should ask is, what value of blue should I add to my color to make it more blue? So if I'm talking about a color that's down near black and it's really dark, then it's going to be just pure ultramarine that you would add to that color to make it more blue. But on the other hand, if it's a sky blue or even anything other than a really dark blue, it's going to be a combination of blue and a little bit of white to go with it. Okay? Another one, like if you talk about yellow, and you can look at this graphic here, and each one of these colors you can see is represented in all the values. So if I said to you, if you're mixing some really dark color, almost as dark as like a burnt umber or something, but really dark, and you're comparing one color to another, and your color needs to be more yellow, but it's a really dark color, if you put yellow in there, it's just going to brighten it way up, throw your value out the window. So really what the next question is, if you say, my color needs to be more yellow, the next question is, what value of yellow should I add to my color in order for it to be more yellow? Should I add pure burnt umber, which is the darkest form of yellow? And that would be the case if I was down near the blacks or really dark colors. Or if I'm mixing a big bright yellow, like a sports car out in the sun or something, well, it's going to be only yellow because it's a real bright light color. So really what I'm saying is when you think about altering your color and you're comparing or matching one color to another, whenever you get to those 6 questions that I talk about, which is which one is more yellow, which one is more orange, which one is more red, which one is more purple, which one is more blue, and then which one is more green, those are the 6 ways that we can alter the color. But if you're looking at a color and you decide my color needs to be more purple, and you need to add purple to your color, and you don't want to mess the value up, the next question is going to be, what value of purple should I add to my color? And it's always going to be a little bit of a guess. But what I'm saying is, if you're mixing some, very light purple color, and you need to make it more purple, you're going to have to add blue, red to get the purple, but a lot of white with it in order to keep your value the same. So, the odd one is the yellow, because people don't think of burnt umber as being a dark yellow, but it absolutely is. If you look at a yellow banana on a yellow tablecloth and you look into the deep shadow, you can put burnt umber on your brush and it'll just match perfectly. Now, the one that's maybe the most confusing is the red. Now, if we're talking about a pure red that doesn't shift toward orange or doesn't shift toward purple, then it's going to be just like red, like a permanent alizarin crimson or whatever your pure red is, and you're just going to add white to it to lighten it up. So you end up with a pink, right? And the pink has no shift toward the orange. So if it's a purple, like a red with a slight purple shift, then you're going to be using white to lighten that red. On the other hand, if we're talking about a red that's slightly shifted toward orange, then in that case, it's going to be yellow. It's going to be red with a little bit of yellow that you have to add to it. So, and you can go do your own, experimenting with this, but the main point I want to make in this video is simply that when you're doing your color mixing and you decide my color needs to be more orange, the next question would be what value of orange do I want to add? Do I want to use the darkest version, which in the case of orange is going to be like burn umber with maybe a little red in it? Or are we talking about the lightest version of orange, which would be like red and yellow and nothing else, no burn umber? So anyway, I hope that's helpful. I've found that my students this has just cleared a lot of things up for them. Well, thank you so much for watching. If you're interested in taking a private class from me, just email mark@drawmixpaint.com and I'll give you all the information about my in-person classes here in Austin and also my Zoom classes, which I teach online. Thank you so much again for watching. We'll see you in the next one.